Hey code warriors, welcome back to Code Master Quiz. Today we are solving the isomorphic string problem. So let's gear up and dive right in. Now let's change to the LeetCode and find the problem description. Given two strings s and t, determine if they are isomorphic. Two strings s and t are isomorphic if the characters in s can be replaced to get t. And one more thing here, all occurrence of a character must be replaced with another character while preserving the order of the characters. And no two characters may map to the same character, but a character may map to itself. Here's a few examples for this problem. If we have s equal to egg and t equal to add, we expect to have the true as the output, since we can replace e with a and g with d, and this means that s and t are isomorphic. And if we have s equal to foo and t equal to bar, we expect to have false as the output, since if you replace f with b and o with let's say a, we cannot create bar with replacing characters in s, right? And we expect to have output. So now let's come back to the Visual Studio Code and try to solve this problem. Now let's define the function signature. Func is isomorphic. Then we should define the input for this function, which is going to be two string s and t. And at the end, we should return a boolean from this function to indicate whether these two strings are isomorphic or not. Boolean, right? And to solve this question, I have an idea in mind. I'm going to make a mapping between the characters in s and t and see whether we can find a one-to-one mapping between the characters in s and t. For this purpose, let me define a helper function. Helper. Again, I'm going to have this input, same as what we have in isomorphic function. So maybe we can copy and paste the input here. And at the end, I'm going to return a boolean, right? So to see whether we can find a one-to-one mapping between the characters in s and t, let me create a dictionary. Let's say var map, which is going to be a dictionary. I can make it like this, a dictionary from characters to characters, right? It's going to be empty at the beginning. Then I'm going to make a for loop between, over the characters in s and t. So let's say for s char and t char in zip over s and t. And in each iteration, I'm going to see whether we already have, a mapping for the s characters in the map or not. If we have, a value for these characters, the value should be equal to t char. Otherwise, we can add, the mapping to the map, to the dictionary, right? So let's see whether we have it. If let map s char, if we have it, maybe we can say sc equal to, and c is not equal to t char, we should return false, because this indicates that the mapping that we have for this s character is not equal to what we expect to have, right? In this case, we should return false. Otherwise, we can set the mapping for the new s char, which is going to be t character, right? And if we went over this iteration, over this for loop, and we didn't find anything like this, we can return true, right? And to see whether these two strings are isomorphic or not, it's enough to check the helper function for s and t from two directions, right? So helper t and s, right? So to see whether this implementation is working correctly, let me grab the examples from LeetCode. Let's change to the LeetCode. Okay, we have two examples, egg and add, right? So maybe I can copy these values from here, come back to the Visual Studio Code, paste it here, make it common to remember this example. And I can, check is isomorphic for these two values, egg and add. we expect to have true as the output for this function, right? So let's go to the terminal and try to run this problem. True, right? This is the expected value based on the LeetCode, right? What about this example? Let me copy this example, come back to the Visual Studio Code, and have the same thing for this example. Print is isomorphic, foo, and bar. Okay, what about now? We are getting the false, right? Which is the expected value based on the LeetCode. Right, so to make sure everything working correctly, let me come back to the Visual Studio Code, copy my implementation, come back to the LeetCode one more time, paste my implementation here, and hit the submit button. Okay, it seems our implementation is correct. So thank you, everyone.